Inland Sports.
Now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the CIF Southern Section Commissioner-elect. He's also the King High School principal. It is Mr. Mike West joining us here on the show. And Mike, first off, I just want to say congratulations on the new position. I know King High will miss you dearly, but man, stepping in as the commissioner for the CIF Southern Section, what's just kind of your general thoughts stepping into the CIF office and leading the Southern Section?
Well, first and foremost, all hats tipped to Commissioner Rob Wygott. He's led the CIF Southern Section for so many years, as not only the commissioner for 11 or 12 years, but prior to that as an assistant commissioner. So he's set the bar very, very high as far as expectations and excellence is concerned. I'm really looking forward to coming in and learning about the position, as a high school principal and as an elected official to CIF. I know certain amounts, but Rob did a very good job of not letting us get into the weeds too much as far as the back office stuff and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot from him and from the other assistant commissioners. And then, finding avenues that we can grow, we can move and do some different things. So looking forward to the opportunity vastly.
Mike, just looking at your background, your experience, how do you think that might help you in terms of this new role with the CIF Southern Section? Because obviously you're on the other side of the fence right now. You're from the school side. How do you think that experience, whether it's a principal or a trainer, might be applicable to this new role?
Well, Rob's actually the first commissioner, from my understanding, that wasn't a principal. Most all the other commissioners had been previous to him. So he kind of broke the mold, which was fantastic. So, and then my role as an athletic trainer, I was never a coach of any one sport in the high school setting, coach my kids and those types of things. But as an athletic trainer, you have a well-rounded understanding of all the sports that you work with. And so I'm going to hopefully bring that kind of knowledge, if you will, of just dealing with all the sports to bear in that fashion. And then as an administrator, as a high school administrator, we deal with things in a different way, with the parents and, the new things coming on in education these days. I've had a lot of different experiences as 13 years, 8 here at Martin Luther King High School. I was 2.5 at Hoopa Valley High School, and then in their alternative ed school out in the Hoopa district. And then I've been 7 years as an athletic director at Chino Hills High School. I got to open up that school. So there's a lot of different experiences that I've had that will hopefully lend itself to making some good decisions and having some vision of what we can do next in the Southern Section.
Mike, it looks like you've got a calendar in the background. I'm just curious what the next couple of months might look like for you, because I'm sure it's going to be pretty busy, and this kind of a crossover season for you in terms of, King High School and graduation coming up, and then also trying to get acclimated to your new role and trying to, learn as much and absorb as much as you can to step in this summer. So what will the next couple of months look like for you?
A lot of weekend work. I'm fully committed to finishing off this year at Martin Luther King High School to my fullest ability. We've got a lot of teachers to hire. I owe it to my staff and I owe it to my students to finish strong here. But at the same time, we're looking and we're flying for and screening for the new assistant commissioner. And I was very blessed to be able to be hired at a time to actually have some input on that. And so I'm looking forward to those opportunities. And once we get into summer, I'm going to hopefully work with the state, go to some of the commissioner meetings and learn again from all the current sitting commissioners around the state to get, again, my feet wet. So I'm going to have to get in and do a little extra time, but I knew it coming in and I'm looking forward to it.
Mike, obviously you're very familiar on the sports scene. I ran into you at a lot of the CIF championship games, the guy who gets to pass out the plaque, on official CIF business, I guess you could say, at some of those games, like football games and whatnot. What do you think you're looking forward to the most in this new role?
I'm looking forward to actually, there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to, but probably the most is helping to organize, coordinate, and seed the championship events. The seeding piece is something that I haven't really been a part of that much. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that all works, working with the assistant commissioners as far as setting up the championship events and doing the background stuff. I was the guy handing out the trophies and not doing much of the background legwork, So to actually get in and getting into the weeds, if you will, and then working with all the assistant commissioners and all the different sports. is going to be just a fantastic opportunity. So, and the job now is I get to go out and be a really, not just watch the sports on the sidelines, but actually be a part of that and the decision making and all that. And so couldn't ask for anything more as a part of my career right now.
Where do you think there might be some changes, some new things on the horizon for the CIF Southern section, and maybe just the CIF in general? Because we just mentioned it off camera, but I'm excited for girls flag football. At least here in San Bernardino, I know they're playing some games, and they've added beach volleyball, which is going on right now. We're already in the playoffs. Without giving away all your secrets, I mean, is there stuff maybe in the future on the horizon that when you step in as commissioner, that's kind of be in play for you to kind of push forward?
Well, I can't. It's hard to say about any other new sports. That oftentimes germinates from member schools, member districts, different sections. So we'll have to see. But I love the fact that we've added a couple more girls sports to give that opportunity for females. I think that's just an absolutely tremendous opportunity for all of our girls around. And I know that at our site, we're really looking forward to the flag football piece for sure. I'm looking for one of my thoughts coming into this kind of core values is just making sure of the student experience. I want to try to maximize the student experience as much as possible. Like with the coaching piece, that's with making sure we have the officials, as enough officials first, and then properly trained. But also the sports medicine piece, the medical care. I want to try to encourage all schools, if you're offering sports programs, to really investigate, if you haven't already, the hiring and the implementation of a full-time certified athletic trainer. Because if you don't have one, I don't know if you really understand the value. Those schools that have had them, the districts that have had them and had them for a long time, probably would tell you we couldn't do it without them. So finding avenues to continue to advertise and promote the medical piece along with that, along with the sportsmanship, and then the championship events. Try to maximize every student experience. I know that we've been doing championships at home sites and coming into the initial early rounds, that's a must. But finding avenues for just the average student, not the guy that's a D1 football player that's going to go play and so many things, but the average athlete, to try to make that championship experience as great as possibly can. I know we do a great job, but just continue to look at those things when it comes to venues, when it comes to the small wars, the little things, just to maximize that experience, because it really only happens once in your life.
Mike, something I want to circle back real quick. You just touched on it. The officials, referees, officials, and then also athletic trainers. Obviously, those are two big things, whether you're talking football or softball, whatever the sport. I mean, athletic trainers for the safety and well-being, obviously, the athletes, and officials. I mean, I don't know what the exact number is. You probably do, of the schools in the southern section, but all these schools and all these teams, and they're all going on at the same time. And I know officials are already spread thin. Is that kind of two things that's near the top of your priority list in terms of just making sure there is enough officials? And like you said, you know exactly how important athletic trainers are to make sure that these school sites have athletic trainers who are properly trained for the student athletes.
Yeah, well, starting with the officials, we've obviously had a shortage of officials for a number of years now, and it's really affected the scheduling. And right now, I know with baseball, it's just hard to reschedule after all the rains, because there just aren't enough people to be able to manage that. So we've started off well with recruiting more officials. We've got a nice influx of new officials now, but that needs to continue to grow. We've got to bring more young people into the game. If we can entice some recent graduates of high school that need a little extra money, that want to get back into their sport, if we can get more of those individuals that can really be a foundation for where we want to go, that's going to be key for us to getting back to, right now you can't have every game on Friday nights. It's impossible with the number of officials, and then we're taxing those football officials that need to help us out with flag football. So there's a lot of need right now, and so that is one of the premium avenues and the core needs that we do have right now. And obviously, when it comes to the sports medicine piece, I've got a lot of contacts in the California Athletic Trainers Association and nationwide. But if every high school decided right there today that we wanted to hire a full-time athletic trainer, there wouldn't be enough. So I want to try to work on both ends of the stick and speak to our association as far as, hey, the preparation of more qualified athletic trainers that want to go and work at a high school, and then providing avenues for schools to have understand what the job descriptions are, what a good salary would be, so that when they hire somebody, they can actually keep them for a period of time, as opposed to a high rate of turnover because they want to go somewhere else that pays a little more.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mike, listen, I really appreciate the time. I know you got big shoes to fill with Rob Wygod, but if there was a guy out there that could do it, it's you. Congratulations on the new gig, and I look forward to seeing you. I don't know, maybe I will see you at a baseball or softball championship this spring, passing out the hardware to a CIF Southern Section champion.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'll probably be out there, and I really appreciate your support, Pep. It's been great to get to know you.
You got it. That is Mike West, CIF Southern Section Commissioner-elect, also King High School Principal here on the Inland Sports Show.